Welcome to Reading and Writing Skills, Comparison and Contrast Pattern of Development in Writing Across Disciplines, Second Semester, Quarter 3, Week 2. I am Mr. Nel Principalo and I'm your teacher for this course. Looking at the image, I am certain that you will be describing it as an image containing pencils and that there's one pencil that stands out among the pencils, not just because of its height, but because of the color of it, which is yellow, that is really in contrast with the rest of the color of the pencils, which are black. So in photography, you call it contrast, the use of contrast wherein you emphasize a certain thing out of the rest. So let's find out how is that contrast related to lesson 5, comparison and contrast. Sometimes you will be asked by your teachers to perform tasks which would require you to make intelligent choices. School writing activities may require you to do comparison and contrast, in which you focus on similarities and differences of ideas. By assigning you such writing activities, you are encouraged to make connections between text and ideas and engage you in critical thinking. So, as we go on with our lesson, comparison and contrast, I am certain also that your critical thinking will be awakened, will be activated because you need to figure out the differences and find a similar characteristic between the two objects that are being compared and contrasted. But again, the challenge is to look for similar characteristics of the two objects that are being compared. So, for you to better understand what I am pertaining to, let's proceed discussing our lesson. What's in? Classification as pattern of development of writing makes you associate similar things or process by grouping them into classes or categories. Try this. Choose the words that do does not belong in each line, then write a category name for each group. Example, rose, banana, sunflower, daisy, are equals to banana slash flowers. Actually, it should be fruit slash flowers because banana belongs to the category of fruits, and of course, the rest are all types of flowers. Okay, so let's have the first set of words. We have here German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, Persian Siamese, Siberian Husky equals to equals to we are going to have cat slash dogs. Why cat? Because we are aware that Persian Siamese is an example, is a type of cat, is a breed of cat. And the rest of the words there are all breeds of dogs. Okay? Next, on land, by water, by air, by bus. Equals to, equals to vehicle slash means of transportation. Type of vehicle slash means of transportation. Okay. Next, we have carrot, cabbage, radish, onion. Equals to leafy vegetable slash root crops. Okay. Next, we have jazz, rock, pop, ballet. Equals to type of dance slash genre of music. Okay. Next, we have coins, dollar, yen, franc equals to coin slash currency. Okay? Each item gives you a hint over a certain category. That's similar to our previous lesson about exemplification and classification. However, although these words belong to the same group, each of them have similarities and differences, which will be the focus of this lesson on comparison and contrast. So, meaning to say, class, you have to be that good classifying things that are being presented to you, wherein you must be able to figure out the similarities and differences. And if you are good at it, then this lesson about comparison and contrast will be a piece of cake. Okay? Let's have the next slide. What's new? Using the Venn diagram, jot down words and phrases showing similarities and differences between junior high school and senior high school. So the letter A will be the characteristics or words, phrases that can be associated to junior high school. Under letter B will be the words, phrases that can be linked to senior high school. And of course, a Venn diagram. What's what should be inside of the meeting points, am I correct in that? It's like that, will be the similarities. So we'll have the differences on both sides, then in the middle we'll have the similarities. So junior high school, there are four levels: grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. There are many curricular activities. Okay, what else? There are 8 to 10 subjects. Okay. And it is what? It is the next education point after elementary. Okay. Senior high school. There are two levels, grades 11 and 12. There are less extracurricular activities, but senior high school students will have immersion. Okay? It is considered as the middle school, and the number of subjects vary. In grades 11, there are 11 and 10 subjects per semester, second semester. The year is divided into two semesters. Unlike in junior high school, you have their 4 quarters. What else? Under senior high school, only those so far. So, of course, I'll be leaving some for you so that you can still include other answers for the words and phrases that can be written under junior high school and senior high school. What about the similarities? Similarities, of course, still high school, considered as high school. Activities, there are the same extracurricular activities. And of course, if the junior high school students and senior high school students are both studying in the same school, you'll have there the name of the school. Okay? What else for similarities? We do have, we do have what? We do have 10 months as the number of months spent in school. Okay? So let's go on. So we are done filling out that Venn diagram. But I do expect you to list more words or phrases under junior high school and senior high school and spot the similarities between the two. So that's how we accomplish a Venn diagram. Okay? Let's have the next slide. What is it? Comparison in writing discusses elements that are similar, while contrast in writing discusses elements or ideas that are different. A compare and contrast essay then analyzes two subjects, comparing them, contrasting them, or both. However, its purpose is not to simply state the obvious, but rather to illustrate subtle differences or unexpected similarities between two subjects. So, compared to narration, description, definition, exemplification, or classification. This time, comparison and contrast is more on comparing and contrasting two subjects, but it is not to simply state the obvious comparison and contrast of the two subjects, but to illustrate subtle differences or unexpected similarities between two subjects. Okay? So in narration, you have to narrate a story using using the transitional devices on a rating. And of course, pointing out the plot. In description, you have there the use of subjective description or objective description or adjective words to make it a descriptive paragraph. For definition, you what? You define a term. It can be a formal, informal, expanded, extended. An exemplification or classification or the paragraph by example, you have to present there the three basic parts of a paragraph or of exemplification paragraph having the topic sentence, supporting details, and transitional expression. Or you have there the grouping of ideas or you provide their examples of what is being talked about in the general statement. So this time, under comparison and contrast, the target as you write this paragraph is for you to present two subjects, two things or objects that are being compared and contrast. But you don't just present the similarities or differences that are already obvious, but your goal there is to what? Is to illustrate differences or unexpected similarities between the two subjects. Okay? So, as a writer, you should help the readers see how these two ideas are similar or different by showing them its advantages and disadvantages so they are able to weigh the pros and cons before they make judgment or decision. Okay? So, look at the example Venn diagram. You have there a frog or a toad. So Venn diagram for frog or toad. So you have there the characteristics of a frog. Smooth skin, has to live by water. Frogs have only frog tadpoles and say croak. So for toad you have their bumpy skin, can live on land. Toads have only toad tadpoles, say need it. And for the similarities, first, eggs have tadpoles. Tadpole tails are gone when they have legs, and they look alike. So that's a good example of a Venn diagram comparing and contrasting a frog and a toad. Okay? So let's have the next slide. What is it? Take a look at this example. My sisters are as different as yin and yang in terms of personality, appearance, and intelligence. Tina, the middle child in the family, prefers staying at home than going out with her friends. She is slim, petite, and has dark skin. As she is not sociable, she finds friends with the characters from the book she reads most of the time. In addition, she is very clever in subjects like math and science, which made her graduate with highest honors from senior high school. In contrast, my youngest sister, Joni, is the opposite. She has an outgoing and friendly personality. There is never a dull moment as she is always ready with stories to tell. She is tall with a round, plump face and fair skin. Being the youngest in the family, she is often asked to perform during family gatherings since she sings and dances well. My sisters may be different from each other, but they adore one another. So that is a good example of a compare and contrast paragraph. So if you will be preparing a Venn diagram for it, so you will have the characteristics of Tina. So as being the middle child in the family, prefers staying at home, slim and petite, has dark skin, not sociable. Then you will have Der, clever, graduated with highest honors. Okay. Then on the other side, we are going on the other circle, we are going to have Joni. So what are we going to write under Joni? Outgoing, friendly personality, with many stories to tell, tall, with a round, plump face, fair skin. She's a performer. Okay, she is a performer. Then for similarities, we are going to have their what? Uh, they are both adorable. They both adore each other. Okay, so they both adore each other. So that's how are we going to have a Venn diagram for that example paragraph. But again, it's a very good example paragraph or sample paragraph for compare and contrast. Okay, so at least you are guided. You know the structure of a compare and contrast paragraph. What is it? There are two common ways to organize comparison, contrast, paragraph, or essay. The block method is used to compare and contrast two subjects one at a time. You may begin by saying everything you have to say about the first subject you are discussing, then move on and write everything about your second subject. If you are writing a short paragraph or essay, you might be able to fit all of your points about each item. However, if you would want to address one subject at a time, you may use point by point comparison. Some cohesive devices you can use in showing similarities are likewise, similar to, same with, like, in the same manner. To show contrast, you may use keywords such as on the other hand, however, while, different with, in contrast, and the like. So in the next slides, we will have example paragraphs showing the block method or how is block method being developed as well as the point by point method of developing compare and contrast paragraph. Okay, so let's have them. For us to better understand the two methods in developing compare and contrast paragraphs, let's have each at a time. So let's have first the block method. Definition: a presentation of all facts and supporting details about one topic followed by the facts and supporting details about the second topic. Advantages: presents the whole picture of the two sides, can be more effective if the essay is below 3 to 4 pages and is covering a general issue, does not appear as monotonous. Disadvantages: tends to become a summary if the writer is not careful. The reader must remember a lot. The paper is not always as clearly organized. Is not successful for papers over 3 to 4 pages. Example: boxers versus underwear. People should own boxers and underwear. When wearing boxers underpants, the boxers bunch up in different places, forming little heels out of the pants. They come up high on the waist so people can see them above the pants unless the shirt is tucked in. However, they can be worn without any clothes over them without any embarrassment. When worn like this, they are very comfortable. Underwear do not bunch up under pants, leaving the pants smooth. Usually, they do not come up high on the waist, so people cannot see them above the pants. They cannot be worn without clothes on top without violating the law. They are very comfortable when worn under pants. Okay, so look at the structure of a compare and contrast paragraph following the block method. As what being said in the definition, you have the what? The presentation of all the facts and supporting details about the first subject that is included in the paragraph and followed by the facts and supporting details about the second topic in the paragraph. So if this is the type of paragraph, compare and contrast, which is being presented to you, it's easier to get all the information you need if you will be preparing a Venn diagram. Just like the paragraph we read about the two sisters, Tina and Joni. Okay, so that paragraph follows the block method. Okay, so the same structure of this paragraph, boxers versus underwear, following the block method. So I hope the block method is now clear on you. So you can pinpoint whether a paragraph of comparison and contrast follows the block method or uses the block method. Okay, let's find out about the point by point. Point by point method. Definition: a comparison of one point of a topic with a point of the other topic. Advantages: keeps each set of points for discussion close together. The reader does not have to remember as much information. Keeps the paper clearly organized and avoids summary. Disadvantages: can appear mechanical and monotonous and does not provide a unified discussion of the two sides. Example: boxers versus underwear. People should own boxers and underwear. When wearing boxers underpants, the boxers bunch up in different places, forming little heels out of the pants. When wearing underwear underpants, they do not bunch up, leaving the pants smooth. Boxers come up high on the waist so people can see them above the pants unless the shirt is tucked in. But underwear do not come high on the waist so no one can see them above the pants. However, boxers can be worn without any clothes on top, but this cannot be done with underwear. Wearing boxers without any pants on is very comfortable. Underwear wear is very comfortable with pants on. Because of the advantages and disadvantages of each, people should own both boxers and underwear. So looking at the presented example for comparison and contrast following the point by point method, by now you can tell that it's easy to write it having in mind that after presenting a fact about the first subject, that it will be followed by a fact of the second topic. Unlike in the block method, wherein you discuss all the facts and supporting details of the first topic, then after doing so, then you will be discussing all the facts and the supporting details of the second topic. But under point by point method, you are pointing out the comparison, the similarities or differences of each topic side by side. Okay? That's why point by point method. Okay? So I hope they are clear by now what are the differences between the block method and the point by point method in writing compare and contrast paragraphs. What's more, create compare and contrast paper outline using either point by point or block method by comparing or contrasting junior high school and senior high school. Be guided by the rubric below. So we have the description, has a clear and strong hook topic sentence, 5 points. Evidences and examples are specific, 3 points. Has no errors in grammar, spelling, and punctuation marks, 2 points. So all in all, you will get 10 points doing this activity. So again, you will be creating a compare and contrast paper outline using either point by point or block method by comparing or contrasting the topic that we had earlier talking about junior high school and senior high school. So all you have to do is to list down characteristics of being a junior high school or of a junior high school, and also the characteristics under senior high school, and you will be what comparing and contrasting each. So it's up to you whether you will use the point by point or the block method as you prepare your paper outline. Okay, as you prepare your outline for the given topic. Okay, so let's go on. What I have learned. Complete the following statements to summarize what you have learned in this lesson. A compare and contrast writing analyzes two subjects by comparing or contrasting them or both. The purpose of writing a comparison or contrast essay is not to state what seems so obvious about the things being compared but blank. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the answer is to illustrate subtle differences or unexpected similarities between two subjects. And last number, the two main organizing strategies for comparison and contrast writing are the block method and the point by point method. What I can do, write a 5 to 7 sentence paragraph based on the outline you created regarding the similarity, difference of junior high school and senior high school. So you follow the rubric. Description has appropriate quality of well-organized points to support the topic, 5 points. Use a specific or specified format or style, 3 points. Grammar, spelling, and punctuation marks are correct, 2 points. For the use of specified format or style, so you choose between the block or the point by point method. Okay? So under what I can do, all you have to do is to write a paragraph consisting 5 to 7 sentences. Okay? Or having 5 to 7 sentences in it. Pointing out the similarities and differences of junior high school and senior high school. You can do it. Check the Google Classroom for this activity. Additional activity. Brainstorm an essay topic leaning towards comparison or contrast. Choose one among the three items, then come up with at least one similarity and three differences. The rubric in What's More segment may still apply to this activity. So the three items are cell phone units and brands, fast food chains and fine dining restaurants, enrolling in college or getting employed after senior high school. So again, all you have to do is to pinpoint one similarity and three differences. Okay? So enjoy. Check your Google Classroom for this activity. Thank you. I hope that you have learned a lot today. Good day and God bless us all.